Hi, and thank you for joining me for this week's Session Spotlight. My name is Matt Murphy, the Government Regional Affairs Director for the Tri-Cities Regional Chamber of Commerce, and welcome. This has been a huge week in the Washington Legislature. It's a budget year, and this week, two different versions of the operating budget and two different versions of the transportation budget were introduced. All the budgets had big tax increases and very little cuts. Governor Ferguson would like to see the state trim a little on the spending, so we'll have to see what happens when they reach his desk. You can find out more about these budgets on the Chamber's website under the Advocacy tab. So let's move on to this week's Spotlight. But before we do, I want to thank the Tire Factory for supporting this video series as policy engagement partners. Well, to kick things off, here are the three bills we're going to talk about today. Senate Bill 5408, allowing for corrections to wage and salary disclosures. Senate Bill 5167, that's the 25 to 27 fiscal biennium operating budgets. And Senate Bill 5795, reducing the state sales and use tax. So let's get started. The first bill up today is Senate Bill 5408. This bill updates Washington's wage disclosure laws by requiring salary and benefit details in job postings and allowing employers 14 days to correct non-compliant listings after notice. It encourages compliance while offering flexibility to businesses and protecting employees' rights to transparency. Next up, we have the budget bills. As mentioned before, the legislature has dropped both the transportation and operating budgets. The two operating budget bills include House Bill 1198 and Senate Bill 5167. Proposed budgets in both the House and the Senate include massive tax increases and seeks to preserve funding for education and social services and bridge the nearly $12 billion revenue gap. You can learn more about these proposed budgets by visiting the Chamber's website under the Advocacy tab. The last bill on our list is Senate Bill 5795. Senate Bill 5795 proposes a reduction in the state sales and use tax rate to mitigate the disproportionate tax burden on low and middle income households in Washington. By easing the tax rate to 6% beginning in 2027, the bill seeks to foster a more equitable tax system and provide meaningful financial relief to those most affected by rising living costs. The sales tax reduction comes at a time when the state is facing a $12 billion shortfall. Before we go, I want to follow up on a couple of bills we have talked about in the past. House Bill 1015, concerning energy labeling of residential buildings, is no longer alive. The road usage charge bills, House Bill 1921 and Senate Bills 5726, are back on the table as necessary to implement the budget. And finally, House Bill 1217, the House version of rent control, is still alive and moving along unimpeded. Thank you for joining us, and you can learn more information on these bills and other Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce legislative advocacy activities at www.tricityregionalchamber.com. And as a reminder, you can find out more information about the budget proposals on our website also.